Welcome to Simply Heaven, the podcast where we tackle the biggest question of all time: what happens after I die? And more importantly, how do I get into heaven? Join us as we dive into what the Bible says, explore other perspectives from other religions, and share some wild personal stories along the way. This is a space for honest and real conversations for those looking for hope in this broken world. So grab a coffee, settle in, and join us as we uncover the truth together.
All right, welcome back, Simply Heaven. It's just me and David today. If you're wondering where Steve's at, he is, and plus this is a popcorn episode, as Steve would like to say. But Steve is eating popcorn in Mexico today.
Yeah, what a guy.
Yeah. He was supposed to be there, I think, on Wednesday. Now, if you know our stupid joke, we're always wondering.
I don't know if they would. You know, we have talked about it enough. Yeah. They have to know by now.
Yeah, so the ongoing gag is what time will Steve get there? And we always, we'll both pick a time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong, but we're always right in the fact that he's never on time.
Right.
This time it finally cost him.
It did. Yeah. It did. Yeah. Yeah, missed a flight.
Yeah, he missed a flight.
A whole day
in Mexico. He now spent it in Newark, New Jersey, and it's like 10 degrees out.
Yep, had to experience the storm.
Yep. Yeah.
And the cold, and it's not warm.
He could be sipping pina coladas.
And instead, he was getting icicles on his eyebrows.
Yes, at Five Guys. So that happened. But anyway, so we're going to do a popcorn episode because me and you both have very similar promotional things that we're on the verge of maybe starting. And it was something I wanted to ask you about. This, but I'm going to let you go first. So.
I want to give the movie that I saw the credit that it's
okay.
due.
So while you look this up,
you go right
We
ahead.
have a mutual friend that you've heard on the pod. His name's Casey. He owns a production studio. He does pictures. He does films. He does Christian and biblical movies. I mean, none of them are about people in the Bible. They're more homegrown than that. But we want to give him a shout out. And and you had this idea. David had an idea that came to fruition in a sense, and now you're ready to push forth with it. So what's the name of the movie that inspired you?
Yeah, so this was when I was still going to LCBC.
Okay.
And they do the At the Movies series where during the month of July.
I was not there at that time.
Yeah, so during the month of July, they normally watch movies, and then they'll break down Hollywood, not like Christian-based movies. Usually, now that Angel Studios is growing, this was an Angel Studios movie. But, even they played Wicked this year.
Oh wow! Okay.
And then what they would do is they break it down and provide scripture to kind of back some of the themes that you see throughout the movie,
or counter or whatever. Right. Yeah.
So
I've never seen Wicked, so I don't really have.
I only watched what I saw from there, and I wasn't.
I have no desire.
Never. Neither do I. There's some creepy stuff that happened on the set of that. All the actors and actresses, if you look at where they were 2 years ago before they started recording to where they were, after, they all look like they're anorexic now.
Oh wow!
It's something. It's there's
something's draining them.
Something has been draining them from the start. But anyway, that's a complete side note.
So what you're saying for weight loss, join Satan's team,
or the cast of Wicked.
Either way, it's Wicked.
Either way, yeah, right. So the movie that they were playing was Brave the Dark.
Brave the Dark. I had not seen this.
So this actually took place in Lancaster, PA.
Oh wow! Okay.
The where the school was and everything, right? So it was the story about this high school student, who, long story short, not to give away the full plot, but his dad killed his mom, and then I think he killed himself.
Oh wow! Okay.
And just a very troubled kid.
Sure.
Was getting into trouble in school and stuff, but one teacher kept sticking up for him, and ends up that this teacher brings him in, and then kind of is working through this. Trying to get him adopted and a kid.
Sure.
But
she sees something in him.
It was a guy. It was a male teacher. Yeah.
He sees something in him.
And during the process, there was these things where, a kid that grew up having to do everything for himself isn't used to accepting love.
Yeah.
And this teacher, random man who has no cards and no skin in the game with this kid, but is just pouring out to this kid.
Yeah.
And you get to see like it'll like show a scene from current, and then like it flashes back to what the kid saw when he was like when he was a kid.
Yeah,
and, like,
so it shows you
the trauma, and it's like it's like this whole building arc narrative of this. Like, don't judge a book by its cover, because like at first you just see this really troubled teen,
right?
But then you don't know like
where it's going,
and then you get to like see this character development, and it was just such a beautiful story. But anyway,
where do you tie into that?
Yeah, so while watching this, I was in the family comfort room. I had both my daughters, and I think my mom was actually there too with me, and a little bit more peaceful to like sit in church, something like that, you know, with the family. We gotta like have popcorn and stuff, you know. And I just, as clear as day, when I say this, and this is for future episodes too, and I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but when I say I heard God, it's not like I heard like a David.
Do you want
Thus says the Lord. No, it's not that.
Wait.
David.
Your mustache is gross. You got cold foam in it. You didn't hear it like that?
No, not like that. No, and I know that wasn't God then, because God would know that I don't drink cold foam.
Don't drink cold foam.
I drink it black, baby. Oh man. So, but I've been able to understand his voice through the thoughts that he puts through my head.
Yes. And I'm right there with you. I hear the same thing. Okay. Yes, I hear God.
So, and it was one of those things where I heard like, David, your story will be shown in this manner.
Huh. Okay.
And I was like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't spend too much time on it.
Sure.
I let it go, and then it was like 2 weeks ago.
It hit you.
It came back up, and I can't explain it. I don't know what really triggered it, but something just kind of was like a late night
inspiration.
But like Holy Spirit fully inspired, and it was like, no, we got to do this. So I immediately go to. I'm a huge AI fan.
Yeah.
So I'm like ChatGPT. Well, I use Gemini now, by the way. Okay. Shout out Gemini.
Is that the better one?
I think so.
I don't use either, so I don't really.
I mean, it comes with I have a Google business account.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, yeah.
So Gemini comes with that.
Oh.
So I'm like, I'm kind of already paying for it, so I'll just start using it.
Yeah, might as well. That makes sense.
And oh my gosh, I don't use anything else anymore. It's phenomenal. But anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm a type of person when it comes to stuff like this. Mm-hmm. I'm not typing this.
Right.
I'm like, have the conversation button, and I'm like, all right, you need to listen to me. Like, I don't need you to answer, but I just need to like unload all of this on you and this idea that I feel like God is directing me in, and I just need help kind of like organizing these thoughts, how this would look, and this AI bot
just banged it out.
Literally completely created this outline of how to tie things in, and I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't like the way that it outlined it at first. So then I came back and I gave it some suggestions of how I wanted to do it and like where my vision went. But that's why I love using AI, because it took something that I would have pushed off for years trying to even just try to consider. And in
made it to reality.
In a minute, made it the reality.
Yeah.
And then instead of me just being like, okay, cool, whatever, I'm going to take it. It was like, no, because I still use my creativity. Because I was like, no, that's not how I envision
you went
it.
to personal connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's not how I envision it, because it's still my story. So I was like, and then I was like, I moved some things around. I was like, nope, that doesn't really fit there. And like I pieced it back together, and I kind of like, so anyway, I have like this whole outline for like a cinematic movie to showcase this kind of like, in all reality,
your story? Is that
my story?
Okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think we kind of touched up on parts of it in the episode, my intro, but like, this is something where it's going to be a no holds barred, everything's out.
Okay.
So I'll pause here because I want to hear what yours was. But what I'll say though is afterwards, if you want, I have this like cinematic idea of how I want it to be portrayed, and I want to get your thoughts on it. So that can either be on on this, or if you if you think we should just keep that on the DL and like we just have the conversation after. But
well, we could yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Okay.
We'll just go with the flow. But yeah, so so me too. Okay, so people might know my favorite biblical story is the woman at the well.
Yep.
I
the Samaritan woman.
I love the story. I've always felt like her growing up. You know, poverty neighborhood, outcast amongst outcasts. That's kind of how I always felt.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was sitting there and Casey again he goes, hey, if you have any movie ideas, let me know. You know, I'm trying to do some stuff. I said, sure, yeah. I didn't think about it. And my wife was kind of like, when do you get an opportunity to make a movie? You know, because people might not know it, but I act in movies.
Yeah.
But I was just like, that's not really my thing. I don't really want to tell a story. I just want to be in the story.
Right.
So same thing, God kind of woke me up and was just like, hey, you should make a modern day version of the woman at the well.
Ooh.
And I was like, I love the story. I can identify with the story. And I was like, I don't know what that looks like.
I've got a good. I have a curveball question for you then, but keep going.
So he gave me this vision of a dad and his daughter, and he's highly abusive and all this stuff, and it's basically more of a story about domestic violence. You know, with the backing of the woman at the well.
Yeah.
So she encounters Jesus at a lose my thought at a bus stop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In the middle of the night. And basically and Case kind of told me how to like start he was like, just give all your ideas and just put them on paper. I said, okay. And my idea was that she's at a bus stop. She doesn't know it's Jesus. She just thinks it's some regular guy. And the first question he asks her is, who's the gun for? Because she has a gun. Is it for you or is it for him? Meaning her dad.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to eventually get like a little post, and what I encounter is I want to ask real women about their domestic violence, and I want the stories to be real stories. I don't want them to be fake make-believe stories about domestic violence. I want people to see on the screen actual things that have happened to women, and we will reenact those in a sense, but yet tell the story that all she had at the woman at the well, and the character in this is all they have is hope that one day Jesus will save them, you know. So that sort of, I'm literally just in the beginning process, but I am looking
Hope is all I need.
Hope is all you need. That's correct. Yeah.
No, that's a title.
That's not a bad one. I have no title. I have no character names.
I don't know. That just hit me when.
All right,
when you were
I like it. I like it.
That's like in songs and stuff, so it's like a common phrase. But like if you said like all that they have is hope, it's like hope is all I need.
Yeah.
And then you could add the. See, I should be a director. My gosh.
Okay.
So the main character's name is Hope.
I like that. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the.
Because then you can have hope is all I need.
Yeah.
Because my assumption would be like what Jesus really does.
Yeah.
Does like and this is why I love Jesus, because when
he gives hope to the hopeless.
Right. And
like I'm readjusting too.
The other thing though is like when he meets the woman at the well, he didn't come to her and not act like what her past was didn't happen.
Yes, he brings it to her attention.
He brought it to her attention,
but
because
he didn't shame her though.
Because what Jesus does so well is he helps us understand that our trials, our tribulations, the things that happened against us,
and to us,
are our testimony,
you're
and they're going to be used for right. So by titling it "Hope is all I need," what also Jesus shows us is that we have to, and this is the part of the Bible this one verse that everybody quotes. A lot of Christians quote it, but it's funny because I think a lot of people overlook the first part. where it's you have to love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, okay, I have to love my neighbor, but it's like, no, hold on. You have to love yourself first.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because you can only love your neighbor as much as you love yourself.
Right. And if you don't love yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the hope is all I need is like hope having to go through. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I don't want to like keep throwing ideas out, but I love that. Like that is.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's.
And
I would love.
So when you need an athlete to play you, I'm assuming you're going to call me.
Oh, absolutely.
So I am. Once I finally get my thoughts straight, I am looking for women to tell their story. And I have I know how I want it to begin and I know how I want it to end, but I have nothing in the middle.
Well, that's okay though.
Yeah, that's fine because I'm going to find that as I go. And I know this is like a 2 to 3 year process.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So how I want it to end is I want the actual woman that told me the story to say at the end of the movie that I am the woman at the well.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're going to make me cry.
I'm sorry.
No, like that's so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it kind of, that's kind of how I felt too when I was first
like the real person.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Dude. So I'm eventually gonna do that where me and my wife will sit down with people and camera and and
share their story.
Yeah. Because I don't want to glorify domestic violence. It's not what I'm trying to do.
No. But you're shining light on it, and
yeah. And I want people when they see it to be like, nah, that can't be real. Unfortunately, it is.
Yeah, and
domestic violence, it affects everybody.
It does, and
yeah.
Not to,
and it doesn't have to be a woman.
Right. Well, what I was gonna say is like
it affects children.
It affects everyone.
It affects everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I just that.
Yeah.
I feel the presence of God when you were saying that, man.
Like, well, thank you,
dude.
That's
he's gonna use that in so many. I hope
so.
Thank you, Lord.
I hope so. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah,
and I love your idea too. I want to help and support you, and we'll help one another. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mine is.
So what's the curveball question, by the way?
The curveball question is. You said that you don't like Philly Jenkins because of the stuff that he added to the story that wasn't in the Bible. Okay, so then my curveball question was going to be, you're making a modern twist on something in the Bible. So how does that now make you different than Philly Jenkins?
Okay, this is how it does. Because I'm saying this is a modern day version of the woman at the well. This is not the telling of the woman at the well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because this sets in modern time. If the woman at the well was sitting there waiting for the bus, we would all have a problem with that, I think.
A little bit. Or a woman going to a well. If you're filming in the U.S. Anyway.
Yeah. But I do have one person that God is very big on. Like, okay, so I have my Jesus character. I know who I want to play this.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. So me and Casey have a mutual. Well, he's more of his friend than my friend.
Oh, is this why you texted the name in the yesterday? Or you left it in the voicemail? You said you had an idea and you were going to include.
Oh, maybe I did. I forget what I was asking.
Okay, but no, keep going.
So the one person I really want to be in the movie, my wife was like, "Oh, why do you want him in the movie?" Because he's been in bigger stuff. He's worked with pretty predominant actors. He's worked with. Mark Ruffalo and other people. So my wife's like, "Oh, how are you going to get them?" I said, "Because his name's Christian." And she was like, "Oh, yeah, you kind of have to." I was like, "Yeah, he's my Jesus character. I could see him as that character."
That's not who I was thinking.
Oh, who are you thinking? You?
Bill Pugh.
Oh, if there's stunts.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was like. Because you said it, you're like, I have this idea that involves Bill Pugh, and I was like, oh, okay. So that's the only reason I thought that.
Shout out to Bill, by the way.
Yeah, shout out Bill.
Yeah, he's supposed to help me do stunts, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, he's my stunt coordinator.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. If I get hurt, shout out to you, somebody else other than Bill.
Yeah, right.
So popcorn episode about the movies. I mean, that's pretty much what we're both working on, other than
everything else that we manage.
Everything else that we try to do. Yeah. Fathers, husbands, and and
well, not husband for me.
Not husband for you, but one day.
Well, we'll see.
One day we'll see. Yeah, one day you'll find that perfect.
Yeah, God's cards.
The perfect mustache.
Mustache love. Yeah,
Loving.
And
trimming,
this is a public
cleaning.
service announcement. Any mustache loving
Loving
singles
women
out there?
Christian singles.
Christian singles.
David is available and ready.
I don't know about the ready part. The available is yeah. Well,
You're ready. You're ready to be.
I'm just So this is a serious note though.
Sure.
So the Saturday before Snowmageddon.
Okay, I like that name, by the way.
Yeah.
When Steve was still sleeping and not packing for Mexico.
So do you remember very early on when I started my podcast?
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm so sick and tired of seeing this interview with you. And I think you fully called it out of my friend Michael Awuramibe.
Okay.
And, but anyway, so he's a strong Christian. He does crew ministry.
Yeah. Love it.
Him and his wife, well, now wife, they got married on Saturday.
Oh.
And I knew them when they first started dating is when I first met him.
Okay.
By
the way, I'm a little offended I wasn't asked to, that is technically my business.
I didn't know anything about that. Like,
I see how it is.
How was I supposed to tell them where to get married?
No, I don't marry people, but
for event venue and stuff like that. I know what you do for work, but I didn't have any swing in it. I didn't even know that they were getting married until they already sent me the card and they had everything planned out. And I was like, oh, I'm invited. Cool. Like that was it.
There you go. All right. Well, congrats to them.
But so their wedding was Saturday.
Yeah.
One thing I loved so much about like my one-on-ones with him, and I know he won't mind me sharing this. Him and his wife saved themselves.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they've been together, and it's not like they were together for like, did like the rush, like they were 6 months. Like, no.
Yeah,
I met Michael and his girl, when they were just dating, girlfriend Rachel, back in 2023. Like this time of year, 2023. So they've been together. They were together before that a little bit too. So like 2 years plus.
That's a good run
of staying abstinent.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Fully abstinent.
That's a
following the Lord,
especially when you're
doing
dating.
everything. And here was the most beautiful part. Oh man. So I've been to a few weddings.
Okay.
None was as beautiful as this one.
Oh, that's nice.
Other than the fact that they weren't planning for it to be 4 degrees outside. So the venue that they had was in Adamstown and has like the outdoor section for like the ceremony. So like, it's like enclosed kind of like, it's like squared off, but like it's outside, Do you know what venue I'm talking about?
I do know what venue you're talking about. And we're going to look at my calendar
because, it was freezing outside. So the ceremony was
her
tough.
dad or his dad named Jim?
Her dad was, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You're welcome, Adam. I provided you the heaters that were outside at Iron Spire.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I turned them all on, by the way.
So here's a sad thing for you.
Or what?
It is a coincidence. That's really funny. Here's the sad thing for you, though.
Yeah,
it was.
And I did the dance floor.
Oh, did you?
I did. Yeah, that's my dance floor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that was the wedding I was at on Saturday.
Yeah. I didn't do the centerpiece.
Okay. Yeah.
Let it slide.
First off, your heaters, because of how cold it was outside.
Did they do a great job?
No, it didn't make a difference. It was just too cold, man. I think with the wind chill, it probably felt like it was like -5. Like it was.
And here's the kicker. And
cold.
I'm not trying to throw. I don't know if it's her dad or his dad, but whoever. And he's like, "Do you think we should start him up now?" I got there at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "Yes." The more you let him run, the warmer we'll get. And he was kind of like, I was like, "You should." I mean, it was cold, so if people understand, it was like what?
It was in the single digits, if not like
it was
almost
super
zero.
cold, and it was that was right before the snowstorm, which it did not snow
until 5 a.m.
Yes. Yeah. Because I literally, and I have a good relationship with the facility. I was literally like, I'm not coming back that night. And she's like, no, come back like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But I provided all the heaters that heated the place. But it's an outdoor venue and it's 1 degree out. It's not going to do much.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Propane space.
And I mean, they made light of it too, and everybody was okay, But
yeah, don't get married outside in January. That's my shout out.
They thought about it. They were like, like the past like 5 Januaries, like
it's been freezing.
Well, no, last year was the only one where it was like really freezing.
Okay.
Before that, I mean, we were talking like 20 degrees. And, like, that was like cold. Last year was when we got in like single digits, and then it was like, ooh.
Yeah.
So they were like last year, and like, okay, it was only like single digits, but it was like more like end of February, so we should be fine. They weren't fine.
They were not fine.
No. But anyway, so their wedding.
Yes.
And the reason I wanted to bring this up was it was the most beautiful wedding because before they even started the ceremony, so everybody walked out. All of the you know, the bachelors, the bachelorettes walked out, and or the groomsmen and the bridesmaids.
Sure,
I don't know why I said the bachelors and bachelorettes.
That's okay. Yeah. Close enough.
Yeah. Then the bride comes down, and before they even start, they played acoustic 2 worship songs.
Oh, wow.
And I kid you not, everybody in attendance is just praising the Lord.
Oh, wow.
Everybody.
Well, good.
And then you get inside, and
the inside's nice, and it was warm.
It was so nice inside.
Yeah.
And like I knew nobody there except for, so I knew Michael and I knew 2 of his brothers.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I knew nobody else there.
Okay.
And I got sat at a table with a bunch of random people. But what's so cool is like the group of people that were at my table, because everybody was just so in love with Jesus. Like, it wasn't awkward. There was nothing.
Yeah.
And then since Michael's family heritage is from Nigeria, they brought in like the Nigerian twist. So it was Nigerian food only. Nigerian food only.
No, we were just contracted to do the heaters and dance floor. So I really was very hands-on.
No, that's okay. But it was really cool. So like, it was one of those things where like, if you honestly like,
I'm doing another Nigerian wedding there, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not Nigerian, but at Nigerians, if you can adopt me, I will gladly, because how y'all do weddings is phenomenal.
Did he not? And you can correct me if I'm wrong. Did he have to do push-ups?
I don't know that part. I'm not sure
for the ceremony. Maybe he didn't because it was cold.
Yeah, I don't know. But like what I know is like when they did like the mother-son dance.
Yeah.
Like all of his family just came around him, and they just start like making it rain ones on him and stuff. Nice. And apparently that's like in their culture. It's like you make it rain. You make it rain on them, and then like
you make it rain on the couples, not on the hose, not on the hose.
Right.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. For sure. But it was like it was like, and like I was sitting in the back, and everybody's like dancing and and doing their thing.
Experiencing cultures is wonderful,
right? And I don't know what it was, but like I wasn't. Sometimes I can I'll like participate in dance and go out and have dance, but I was just caught in this like trance because it was like God unveiled the curtain of heaven, and I was just witnessing it there.
Wow!
Because there was so many cultures.
Yeah. There
was so many people from all over.
Yeah.
That knew nothing except
that one common denominator,
which is Christ. And because of that, everybody was just celebrating, having a good time. And it was the most, when I kid you not, I'm getting chills thinking about it.
Yeah.
And
look at that. And I complained that I wasn't even a part of the wedding. And here I was a part of the wedding.
You were a huge part of the wedding. Look at that. Yeah.
Who knew? Ain't that, but that,
And it was just one of those things, like, I was like, man, like, so to tie this into what you brought up.
That's like a movie. It's like a movie.
It was, honestly, and like, I just remember sitting there and I was like, I'm not going to lie to you. On my drive home, I sobbed. I cried. And it was tears of like, just the pure beauty of the moment.
Yeah.
But then also there was like the part of like, I poured my heart out to God because I was like, God, like, first off, like my wedding, I didn't have that when I had my wedding.
I didn't have that either.
And I was like, man, like, God, if I am ever to get to a point where you bring a woman into my life,
you will.
But I'm saying it like this because here's the point that I've reached, and this is why when you were like available and ready, and it's like,
but you do have 2 beautiful women already in your life.
I do have my 2 beautiful daughters, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
is I don't want anything to take away from the relationship that I'm building with my daughters.
Yeah.
And I don't want anything to come in the way of the work that God is doing in my life as an individual.
Yeah. I think that's smart.
And that's the thing that like I just like prayed to him because I was like, God, like of course, like my heart, and I think this is just a human nature, like my heart does long for the companionship. Like it
does.
sometimes it can be
But Christ is the companion.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I had to, and this is one of those things that I've had to learn as a Christian, because it's like very easy for me to be like,
Sure.
okay, God, you know my heart, like, you know, I want
Yeah.
that stuff, and then move on. But then it's like, then I'll be honest, like that took me on a backslide for a week and a half almost, like after that. Like I was like, because of, I did it that Saturday, and I was like, I was like, I opened up, like I shared it with God. Normally I just like, you know my heart, but like I poured everything out.
Yeah.
But that
you
still wasn't.
confessed.
I did.
Yeah.
But then moving from that, I didn't like do the things that I know I should be doing. And I don't want to like use that term in the weird way, but I mean like,
right, I know what you mean.
Continue to go back and, understand that I had those feelings because God was revealing something inside of me, and God is trying to do a work in me. And instead of me continuing down that process, I was trying to be like, I already did it. And I was pushing it away.
Yeah.
So that was causing me to backslide. And like, I started growing distance. And I was like, and there was this weird part, and I was like, why?
Right.
And then I remember it was like Friday, and I was like, why do I feel like I can't even talk to God anymore? Like I literally just had this beautiful thing and everything. And it's because I poured my heart out.
Yeah.
And I didn't go back to him to put it, like I
Right,
gave
you
him,
set
I gave him everything.
Right. Yeah.
And I left it out of my chest. And then
You didn't let
instead
him
of
fix it.
I didn't let him bring it back to me. And that's what caused the distance, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, in that whole process, the point of everything was I came to the realization that number one, and this is, and I've kind of alluded to this before, but like I can 100% with confidence say that if the rest of my life looks like what it does right now, I'm okay.
Well, and that's
Not like, I'm not saying like I'm okay, like
no.
like
you're not living in the castle on the hill.
No,
You
I would live the rest of my life I would be happy and thrilled and honored to live the rest of my life the way that my life is going right now.
Well, okay, so and I think
so much for a popcorn episode.
Yeah,
right?
we'll wrap this up in a sec. If you know who the rapper KB is, he has one of the great. Shout out to KB. He has a great.
We're the only two white dudes that love hip hop more than our black co-host. Like, think about that for a second.
This is true. I met KB. I'm not gonna shout out to KB. He was awesome. Made a video for me.
KB, if you ever, or if this somehow gets across to you, we would love to have you on the pod.
We'd love to have KB on.
I would love to have KB. Oh my gosh,
I know. But
we have to have a freestyle battle in front of him just to see.
I'm gonna lose.
So
I cannot
I
freestyle. The three of us could like write something together, and he's just gonna shred us. Anyways, he has a great saying. And I don't know what song it is, but he says, "I'd rather be in the middle of nowhere in the pits of hell with God than be any other place."
I love that.
Yeah, and it's so true. Because it doesn't matter where you are.
Absolutely.
As long as you have God with you, he has your back.
Right.
It's better to be I'd rather, like he said, I'd rather be in the jungles of Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Daniel. I mean, he was in the lion's den.
Right.
But he was with Jesus.
Yeah.
Then in the palace that he could have chose if he would have bent the knee. So yeah, I think that was our popcorn. That was like our popcorn plus.
Yeah, popcorn plus
soda, raisinettes.
Yeah. Yeah, a little extra razzle dazzle on that one.
Yeah, it was a couple trailers.
All right. It
was our Avatar episode.
Yeah, there we go.
It was 3.5 hours long.
And if you guys think that we should leave Steve off for all future episodes, and
we should do a poll.
Do you guys enjoy the conversations more when Steve is present or not present?
Or the poll could be: should we start the conversations at the scheduled time, and then the audience gets to see when he comes in?
Oh, that's great. If we ever get to the point where we do live recordings, that would be hilarious.
He just walks in and
like 30 minutes late.
And I can do like the Steve, like, ah! That's his laugh.
He does that too. Do you never notice that?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
And
sorry for you guys.
You didn't visually see that.
You didn't see
anyways,
that. I did his
we still love you, Steve.
Laugh and lean. Yeah, we love you, Steve. Enjoy Mexico.
Yes.
All right.
That's it. That's a wrap. We're going to actually do a real one, I think.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Simply Heaven. We hope this discussion has sparked your curiosity and provided some comfort in this often confusing world. Remember, this podcast is all about honest and real conversations, and we encourage you to reflect on your own beliefs and experiences. If you enjoyed our chat, please consider sharing it with a friend or leaving us a review. It helps us reach more people seeking hope and understanding. We'd love to hear your thoughts or stories, so don't hesitate to reach out to us on social media. And remember, the journey to understanding is just as important as the destination. Stay blessed, and we'll see you next week on Simply Heaven.